All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be that time as we get our go time music ready. We got 26 drivers of the Player Advancement League right here in front of you, taking on what is going to be Charlotte Motor Speedway in the DaBaby Car 225. Some of the fastest drivers iRacing Oval has to offer coming out of the officials into our main event. 150 laps, we are going to see a nighttime transition from the daytime. The pace truck pulls off. It's Matthew Hill's start as he rolls through the restart zone. Matthew Hill is going to lead Christian Snyder, Jacob Alicia, Gary Smoke, Chris Warren, and Greg Jodet through the tri-oval into turns 1 and 2. This is Player Advancement League. You can see here Matthew Hill getting a nice jump out in front, but it's Jacob Alicia attacking Christian Snyder, immediately putting himself in that second position as he begins to run down Matthew Hill now. Christian Snyder falling back in line, Gary Smoke behind, and it's a nice transition out of the corner. As you can see, cars already getting one by one as they go down the tri-oval. This is what it looks like from the aerial cam. Matthew Hill, couple of car links out in front. Jacob Alicia falling back to Christian Snyder. Oh, it looks like we got a spin in the back. Oh, it's a wreck behind them. What might have happened? We're going to check the replay. Douglas Henry up into the 46. I got to imagine the caution is out. What might have happened there? It appears we may be still green. And as the cars continue to be green, let's take a look back on our replay and see what exactly happened there. It looked like Douglas Henry might have gotten into some trouble. Let's take a look back here. Maybe we can find a replay here in a second. Might not be. Let's check Devin Elliott's. He's that 46 car. Looks like Douglas Henry gets a tap from the 39 behind him up into the track. Nowhere for the rest of these cars to go, but it does stay green. Matthew Hill is now just about under attack by Christian Snyder. Christian Snyder seems to have a run on the 53. And normally we see this 32 car hang back a little bit. Very consistent in where he runs. He's almost always around that P3 position. And we don't really see him on the attack. He just likes to cycle his way up. But let's see if he gives Matthew Hill any bit of trouble. Looking to the outside. Not sure if that's quite the preferred lane yet. Might still eat up those tires a little bit as he tries to hunt them down. He has the difference just to 1/10. He's going to get a good draft down the backstretch, and he has to stay where the clean air is, up there in that outside line. There's just not many options he has. And it's just kind of hard with that dirty air, and Charlotte sometimes seeming like a one-groove track when you want to save tires. It leaves you in a predicament that Christian is. But it does appear Devin Elliott with that blown engine is officially out of the race. Let's see if he's still in here, and let's pull him up into the booth and try to get a word from him. Devin Elliott, this is Noah up in the booth. He got a copy.
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, it looks like you're having an early outing for this race. Can you talk us through what might have happened from your perspective in that accident?
Yeah, I think he just dug into the corner way too hard and got loose on the end of that one. And I got caught up in it. Bad luck once again.
Absolutely. Well, we hope you continue to join us for the rest of our PAL events. Is your car absolutely toast, or would we see you back out here in a few moments?
I got about 30 minutes of repair. Everyone's trying to get it back in order. I'll probably try to get out and try to get some points, but if it just renders the race, I'm going to pull it back in.
Alrighty. Sorry to hear that. We wish you well. Hopefully we see you again.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yep. As we have a pass for P2, Jacob Alicia to the bottom of Christian Snyder. Maybe Christian pushing those tires a little bit harder, trying to get around Matthew Hill, looking for that clean air. Like I said, that outside line here at Charlotte can kind of eat away at it. As this is your leader, Matthew Hill, still gaining some points here. He gets an extra point for setting the pole. Then you will get a point if you lead the most amount of laps. Of course, he already has his extra point for leading. If you manage to lead a lap in PAL, you get a point. Leading the most laps gives you a point. And of course, setting the fastest lap will also get you a point. Josiah Smith, P13, battling out with Andrew Goodhart as Samuel Lang is up on that top side, staying out of the way as a lap car. Ben Warren behind them. Josiah, he catches the apron a little bit and looks like he might run up into Andrew Goodhart just a little bit. No harm, no foul. As they go through the tri-oval, but it's still Andrew Goodhart with a little bit of the advantage as they go off into turns 1 and 2. It looks like Josiah Smith just keeps clipping that apron. So we might have just lost Andrew Goodhart for a second, but we're back on Josiah Smith. Andrew's back, and he's going to retain P12 as Jacob Alicia continues to try to hunt down Matthew Hill. Let's go on board with Jacob Alicia as he hunts down that 53 car. Something important to look at, if you guys could just catch a glimpse at the tip of his feet, there is no brake assertion at all. Jacob Alicia is simply coasting throughout the corner, getting that car to roll the bottom and get out of the corner. And you can see here, he's getting close to setting up a pass on Matthew Hill. And as he rolls the bottom, this might be the pass right here. All over the back bumper of Matthew. Matthew going low to defend the position, making Jacob have to look to the outside now. And we saw Christian Snyder try to roll the top, and it didn't really work out that well for him. So as Jacob Alicia might be in the same boat, but he is going to just about get a bumper down to the bottom of Matthew Hill. He's blocking him as they go down the straightaway. Jacob Alicia almost could have spun them. Those bumpers connected a little odd, but they stay straight on. And Jacob Alicia still trying to find a way around Matthew Hill. And look at this. Jacob Alicia looking low. Does he have a nose in? He might have just caused Matthew Hill to go up the track a little bit. Jacob Alicia does have a whole lane to work with. Getting that power down is important here without getting that car to step out on him with these Warren tires. But Jacob Alicia is now even with Matthew Hill as they go through turns 1 and 2. Jacob Alicia looking for the lead, but Matthew, he is battling back on that outside line. Jacob Alicia still even with him as they go down the back stretch. Here they come down, going into turns 3 and 4. Matthew Hill might have just scraped the wall a little bit there. It appears he did. And Jacob Alicia is going to clear Matthew Hill. Jacob Alicia, 31 car, new leader. To be able to go an extra lap or two as we see Jacob enter pit road, lock him up. Ooh, big tire lock. But he is going to get down to the correct speed. Looks like he is all fine. It's going to leave Douglas Henry, your leader. He's yet to pit. We find Chris Warren now rolling down pit road. He was running about P6, P7. All these guys that are still staying out, hoping for a caution, try to leapfrog the field if they can put these drivers a lap down, but you can see the guys already pitted, already unlapping themselves around Douglas. I would assume he enters pit road here. Yes, he is. Goes down on power, and he's going to enter pit road nice and smooth. Making sure he doesn't speed on pit entry. Right in front of him is Josiah Smith in the 2 car. And they seem to go down to fine as your new leader now. And listen, every time one of these new leaders crosses that start-finish line in the lead, they get a point. So Aaron Warren, I believe, was able to lead a lap to get his point. So it appears he may be entering pit road now. Yes, he is. Behind him leaves Mark Averett. He is staying out, so he will get that bonus point to lead a lap. Ben Warren, he is going to come down pit road now in the 89 Superflow machine. Matthew Heel has just jumped Jacob Alicia with that pit cycle. This is big news, guys. Jacob Alicia shown that he had the fastest long run car, and he is coming out similar to how they started, just behind Matthew Heel. Brett Powell has made his way back into the top 5, similar position for him throughout PAL. Oh, and it seems to be a spin. Andrew Goodhart around. I wonder if that brings out the caution. He is going to get it back going here, but it appears we may be still green. We are still green. Let's take a look and see what happened to Andrew Goodhart. Oh, he was entering pit road, still up on the apron, and that car pitches around. But he does get him locked up below the line, down here in the infield. He actually kept it off the grass as he's down in the Roval section of the track. And he just reblends nicely. Good driving out of Goodhart, but that's not what you want to see. Already 3 laps down now. Just under 100 laps to go in our race. If you guys want to learn more about PAL and what we do, our Discords, as well as Steam groups and such, are in the description. I believe merchandise may be as well if you want to pick up some PALracing or PAL Counter-Strike merch. Speaking of Counter-Strike, PAL Season 3 is this weekend. Kicks off. We're looking like we're going to have around 25 to 30 players once again, as Andrew Goodhart is around right in front of the field, but it did not bring out the caution. He seems to get it collected. Buddy, let's watch again what might have happened to Andrew Goodhart. Andrew Goodhart, yeah, just gets sideways. So those green tires running a little bit lower on the corner exit than he should. And what a great job once again out of Goodhart to get that car collected, keep it rolling, keep it off the wall, keep it out of the field.
Yellow flag is out.
Oh, it appears we do have a yellow, and it might be Mark Averett. Mark is around, and oh, big damage to that car. Let's go watch the replay. Mark, what happened, buddy? See him coming down the backstretch, going into turns 3 and 4, and he just kind of slides right up into Ethan Walker. Big contact with the 48. And it looks like that is going to destroy Mark. Not so sure about Ethan Walker. We'll have to see. Yeah, he's down on pit road with a lot of damage as well. Pace truck about to pull off here in just a few moments. And we'll watch Jacob Alicia lead them to green. Geico restart zone is where he gets to decide to make his mark. You'll see as they enter the restart zone right here.
Green.
And Jacob Alicia's going to fire away, and here they go. Anthony Callahan, looks like the whole outside lane had a weird little fumble. And that's going to allow Jacob Alicia to extend his lead to already a handful of car lengths, as 50 Cal Pal is going to fall into P2. And Lucas Lewis in that 30 car, another Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet, is in P3. And just like that, Nolan Crane is going to dive it down to the bottom. Looks like he may just complete the pass on Douglas Henry. Yes, he will, and he's already on the inside of Christian Snyder. Christian might have just brushed the wall a slight there. Not for sure, but Nolan is going to clear him as well. Nolan Crane, welcome to the top 5. We look back on Brett Powell, Nolan Crane, Jacob Alicia underneath the blanket. I wonder what might have happened to Jacob. Not sure what did happen. As they go down the backstretch, Nolan Crane, now your leader. There is some smoke on the straightaway. I'm getting indication that there is apparently an incident spin. I wonder, did Chris Warren spin? We're going to go back on the replay and see what happened here. Chris Warren, right behind, I believe that's Greg Judd. Oh, and Luke Chadwick, the lap car, 3 laps down, is just going to get into Chris Warren. Let's try to watch that again. maybe a... Yeah. You could just watch that 9 car come down and clip him. Just a beautiful orchestra of cars going down the back stretch, but it looks like Brett Powell might be setting up Jacob Alicia. He is getting to the bottom a lot quicker and is able to roll it, but Alicia might have a little bit more rotation speed for Brett. As they go through the tri-oval and right... I mean, look at Anthony Callahan. He wants to get into this picture now. He's looking for any type of room he can to stick a nose in. But it's Lucas Lewis battling back on his outside. He might be able to clear him here. As he goes to turns 3 and 4, he will. He's just going to about shut that door. Close to getting spun, but he is going to make it work. Here he is coming out P6 and dropping. Putting Matthew Hill on his same pit strategy as Nolan Crane, a driver in the lead. And maybe we saw him saving, though we're not quite sure. And there's no way he could save enough fuel to make it to the end, so he will have to pit as well. But what does it do to the rest of the field as they get shook up? You can see Aaron Warren, Jaheim Carty, Christian Snyder, Raymond Wimmer, all a lap down. Timothy Perriman, 2 laps. Dustin Alexander, 3 down with Samuel. Anthony Callahan is now your leader as Matthew Hill heads down pit road himself. Brett Powell, one of the next cars that needs to roll down. Or sorry, one of the next cars that is on that Jacob Alicia cycle. I just don't think Anthony Callahan is going to be able to pit with the rest of these guys. I think he'll be a little bit earlier. We talked about Anthony Callahan quite a bit. Great kid. We'll move on to Jacob Alicia. We know him. Sadly missed last week's race. Kind of my fault. I had the race start earlier than it should have been per the rule book by a couple of minutes. And I believe Jacob Alicia had missed it by just that margin. So I apologize to him, but he is still definitely inside the playoff picture. And still a contender as he is about to make a pass for the lead. Next in line for position is Greg Jodett and the 19 car. One of our quieter drivers, but he always finds himself up towards the front. Qualifies really well and is having a nice, clean, consistent day. P4, 50 Cal, Barrett Powell, and the number 4 car. Really neat guy, mutual friend of mine, cool dude to talk to, and he's happy to be here, and he's showing some speed. Awesome dude. Then it's the new face, Nolan Crane. After pitting, out in P5 right now. Still on the lead lap. Making his debut. Got into contact with Douglas just a little bit there, but since then he's kept that nose clean, and he has been quick. Behind him, Christian Snyder, one of the other really competitive and consistent drivers in the league. And that 32 car looking for another great finish, currently sitting 3rd in points. Behind him, Lucas Lewis showed off some speed early to the mid-section of this race. Currently running P7. Happy to see him up here. I believe he did get caught up in a little bit of an incident last week. Matthew Hill, our points leader, after leading quite a few laps and looking like a contender because of pit cycling and might have had an issue on pit road. He is still kind of stuck back here outside the top 5. Running P8, though, respectively. And once again, still is your points leader and is going to come out of here pretty solid. And back behind him is our main man, Jaheim Carty, yet to spin out the car. So, definitely having a fun time. And like I said, we have that bet. If he finishes top 10, I will purchase any track he needs to continue to race for PAL as long as he wishes. One of our road guys. You could find this dude, one competing in the 6-hour Watkins Glen race this weekend. Multiple Sebring starts, finishes, as well as 24 Hours of Daytona, Le Mans, and so on. Great race car driver. Rounding out the top 10 is Douglas Henry in that 66 K&N car. Usually see him closer up towards the front, but as he makes a pass on Jaheim, he's starting to march his way back up there. Another great guy, last week's pole sitter. We're happy to talk with him. Currently P9 is Raymond Wimmer II. That 00, teammate of Jaheim Carty, as well as Greg Jodett. P10 in the first car a lap down is Chris Warren as he looks to unlap himself on Jacob Alicia. Short Track King had a good qualifying effort, but a little bit of a single car spin caused him to be a little bit farther back, maybe outside the cycle compared to where he wanted to be. But still, top 10 finish is what he needs to get some points here. Coming up on just 20 laps to go in the DaBaby Car 225. All these cars here from Nolan Crane to Douglas Henry, that's your top 4, do need to pit. That is including your pole sitter Matthew Heel. They're all fanned out going down the backstretch. The 19 of Greg Jodit is not on the lead lap. He's trying to unlap himself. And oh, nobody catches Christian Snyder. Greg Jodit down the track. Oh no, what is going on? Caution not out? Not quite sure. Caution's not out, guys. And there might be some damage for that 32 car. There definitely is. Let's go back and watch the replay. What happened here? Watch Greg Jordan, that 19 car. He gives the 39 a bump. He's trying to unlap himself to stay in contention for this win. He goes to the middle. Oh, no. The 39 of Nolan Crane comes down and just absolutely annihilates the 19. All of that pit cycling had us a little bit nervous. We didn't know where people were going to end up. But now that it's all over, all of the cars in the field should be able to make it to the end. It is Matthew Heel in the 53 who is leading this race. An average finish of second. He finished first in Auto Club, second at Richmond after, mind you, getting moved just a little bit for the race win. That very well could have been his. He is now looking to be on track to the championship favorite. And I know it's only the third race of the season, and so it may be a premature call, but Matthew Heel has been quick and consistent. He said he doesn't normally get poles at all in iRacing as a whole. So to get one in PAL, he goes, I know I have some speed, and it surprised me. And now that 53 car is leading this race, putting some time back on the P2 of Nolan Crane. It is his to win. Chef Colin maybe on the hood. His IRL boss and good friend being on board for him. He said it means a lot. And as he is on his white flag lap, heading down the back stretch for the final time, robbed of a win last week at Richmond, dominated Auto Club. He is wide open and free, no cars around him. Matthew Heel out of turn 4, down the front stretch, is going to be a DaBaby Car winner in PAL. Matthew, this is Noah up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, you pick up your second win of PAL. Some would say you were robbed of one last week. You could have made it 3 in a row, but what does it mean to return to victory lane?
Oh, this is awesome. It's so cool being able to win. It's PAL or really any series. It's just winning is an awesome feeling. The Chef Colin Mabelmobile was on rails all day. I was really surprised when I got the pole for this race, as I'm not a great qualifier, so I knew I had a great piece for the race. Man, Jacob Alicia gave me a run for my money. I knew he was better at saving tires than me. So he caught me there with about 25 laps in. I knew he was going to get me on the end of the run, and I was going to get him early in the run. And when that caution came out, I was pretty much just put in a box of, I know if I pit and try to save the fuel, everybody's going to stay out. And if I stay out, everybody's going to pit and save the fuel. So I took the audible and the riskier strategy. But like I said in the pre-race interview, just being smart, and you'll get yourself a good finish, and that's what I did today.
Absolutely. Congratulates Matthew. Party hard. Tell your mom I says hi. We're going to send you back down, and we're going to talk to Douglas Henry. Congratulations, Matthew.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Douglas, this is Noah up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Solid copy.
Well, you come out of here, P2, after having what looked like a near race-ending wreck on lap 2. Kind of walk us through your mindset after that accident and how you managed to get your way back up to the top.
So I spent 5 laps wallowing in self-pity, and then I said, well, it's time to start saving tires and fuel. Ended up working out for me.
Absolutely, and this does you very well in the points picture. Congratulations on P2, and I can't wait to see you next Tuesday at Kansas.
See you there. Thanks.
Yep. Anthony, this is Noah in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Callahan, once again, a quieter day, just like Richmond, but making your second showing in PAL consistent, led some laps, was up front. Where's your confidence level in this league going into Kansas and the rest of the season?
I just got to get better at restarts after almost wrecking the field on that restart. And yeah, it's awesome. Got to get a little bit better with saving tires too, because the 31 was definitely catching me there at the end. But it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to Kansas.
All righty. Thank you so much, man. See you next Tuesday.
Heck yeah.